Why'd you have to tell him he had a good laugh?
Because he did it good once. And then
I've been doing it good.
No, you haven't. That was terrible.
I think you've gotten worse.
I lost my breath. That's why I got to hear it again.
It's not terrible.
It's like
it's there.
Jared Leto, but not as good.
Yo, I was crying.
And Jared Leto's isn't that good to begin with.
I watched
Let's hear your Joker laugh.
Yeah.
I don't do a good one, so I don't laugh.
Okay. That sounds more like Jared Leto.
That's exactly Jared Leto.
Okay. Are you guys still sore from Comic-Con?
No.
My feet still hurt.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I had Comic-Con, then I had a hockey game the next night, and I've been dead the past 3 days. Couldn't move.
I was hurting.
How long ago was Comic-Con for you? That was Friday.
Yeah, then a hockey game Sunday,
Wednesday.
so I never had time to recover.
How weak are you?
Mentally?
Nah, I'm joking. I'm not that bad, but the day after Comic-Con,
you work out a lot. I was surprised.
It's a lot of walking, man.
Yeah,
it is a lot of walking.
You know, when you do like calisthenics, it's a different workout.
Me and Teddy walk like harder than you.
Yeah.
Teddy, that's confirmed.
Yeah, that's factual.
Stomping all over New York.
That's factual. I'm shaking the ground when I walk.
What are we doing here again? We're doing Joker, right?
Yep.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerd Soup Podcast. But it's not the podcast, it's a spoiler discussion for Joker, the most controversial movie of 2019.
Think about it. The Joker is the most controversial movie of 2019.
It's so meta.
You just said it.
This was... That is, no, it's the most controversial movie of 2019.
I know, I'm just saying, like soak on that, you know?
Wait, let's take,
You soak or sulk?
Wait, bask or soak? That's very different.
No, it's the same thing. When you bask in something, you're soaking in something.
Yeah, okay.
I just took you to school.
Ted, before we talk about this, what do you think about Hong Kong? That's all.
Yeah.
No?
What happened in Hong Kong?
No, okay. Yeah, got some things happening.
What's going on?
Just do the SoundCloud.
Oh, yeah, you could listen to this review because we will be putting it on SoundCloud and iTunes and Spotify at the Nerd Soup Podcast. So, yeah, check out this review. No fan questions, though. Just talking about the movie. No. Yeah, we're going to get right into it. Ted, we'll start with you. What did you think about the most controversial movie? That's what they're saying.
People are saying, I loved it. I loved Joaquin Phoenix. The only nitpick I have in the movie is just I wasn't a fan of how they perceived the Joker in this movie. Because the Joker I always envisioned is not only like the Heath Ledger Joker, but it's like the Yang to Batman. Like, he's a mastermind. And this one, he kind of felt like he fell into the role. Like, he was just a crazy guy, and all the riots happened as a reaction to what he did. It wasn't like he set everything up, because that's what it seemed like from the trailers, that he coordinated everything. And it not so much from the movie.
I agree with that. I really like the movie, too, but that is one of I have a few minor faults with it, but nothing to the point where I dislike the movie or would even rank it very low, but it's something where I do agree with Teddy on that. This isn't a criminal mastermind. He couldn't spell sense, right? Or unless that's like a double entendre and he's just writing bars in his journal.
He could be.
And that's a fucking fire bar from old Arthur there. But I agree. But overall, I thought the movie was fantastic. Everything from the directing, Joaquin Phoenix's acting, the score was phenomenal. I got like a little hints of like Game of Thrones. Some of the scores they used, especially I think it was the Targaryen one, had a similar vibe to it, but it was very eerie and fit the movie so well. And yeah, it's probably one of my favorite movies I've seen so far this year. Top 10 at least.
Well, your point about him not being the Joker mastermind, I feel like we didn't need to see that in this movie because we've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
And it was more about his descent. But you made the point right after the movie that he falls into being the Joker. So if they ever made a sequel, I think at the very end, that final scene is him just killing indiscriminately. He's not thinking about anybody that's wronged him. This is a person that could be killed, and it could be funny if I do this. I think that's the Joker mastermind at the very end.
Yeah, you could definitely evolve into that from what we left off with at the end of the movie. And
he's also a very damaged individual, so him misspelling sense, what they go into with his childhood, that was my biggest trepidation coming into this movie, is explaining the Joker. Sometimes you don't really need to explain that, like the Night King or Wolverine, Voldemort. Well, Voldemort, they go into it, but the more mysterious these villains are, then I think that makes them even more scary. It's like Heath Ledger, always changing his origin. But this origin, because I felt they did a good job of portraying mental illness.
What I love the most about this movie, and it's my favorite part about the movie, it's the pace. Every scene was just building. You wonder how he got to this, because you rooted for him, because he's getting treated like shit so bad the whole movie. And then now it's like he finally took it in, and he did become the Joker. But I saw what you said on Twitter when you said that you don't see a Batman. Like it's hard to envision a Batman in this universe.
Yeah.
Because they don't plan on putting a Batman, which I gotta like realize that too, that they don't plan on putting a Batman in this universe.
Well,
So-
I guess it is a spoiler discussion. They set up Batman's origins. I think the best way that Batman's origins have ever been set up.
That's why I
But I
started
think-
laughing because he's like, I love how you tweeted that, and then you told me when I was here yesterday, you're like, you know what? I can see Batman in this universe.
No,
But I feel like people are misunderstanding what I mean by that. I'm saying I can't see Batman swinging around with gadgets.
No, exactly.
Batman's a sci-fi character. This is not a sci-fi universe. This is a more grounded than the Nolanverse.
Yeah,
so I
so-
can't see Batman fighting criminals. You know, It
But
seems a little-
they set up Batman.
They did,
but they
yeah.
don't plan on him being in this universe, so they can get as dark as they can. Because
Right.
think about it, is Batman gonna come what, like 20 years later after probably the worst of the worst is happening right now?
That's the thing, yeah. They set it up in a way where Gotham needs a Batman character that they could believe in. But the thing with Batman is that his parents were always presented as people who were trying to save Gotham, trying to make it a better place. Thomas Wayne in this is very much just
rich, arrogant asshole.
yeah, he's an out-of-touch elitist. And when he's on the radio, no, not the radio, the television show, and he says it's haves and have-nots, and the have-nots are clowns, that's Thomas Wayne. You know, that's Batman's dad. If he ever did become Batman, he would have to grapple with the responsibility that the Wayne family had in creating this type of society.
Well, yeah. Well, going to what Teddy said on the pacing, I thought it was a lot more of a slower burn than I expected. I didn't really. The trailers were kind of led me to believe we might get Joker maybe
Earlier.
Yeah, a little bit earlier, and I don't mind that because a lot of times in origin stories, Batman Begins and Iron Man, they did it well where halfway through you got Batman, you got Iron Man, and they were able to have its own little mini arc within that scope. Sometimes in origin stories, that's where it gets sloppy, where I kind of appreciated it, especially on the second time viewing it, that they didn't really show him until the end because it made that last scene that much more impactful. And that was my favorite part of the movie because on the first viewing, and we just got off Comic-Con, so I was fucking exhausted. So I feel like I couldn't really like sit in and actually fully enjoy it. I was really grappling with whether I knew I liked it, but I don't know if it was to what people were saying, like masterpiece, and
I think it was up there
to that degree. But those last 10 minutes were absolutely fucking gripping. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen for a second.
Yeah, it made you feel uncomfortable, and all this controversy about making this movie, how this movie is uncomfortable and how kids shouldn't see it. It's fucking rated R.
The controversy's been a little contrived. I mean, it's
an uncomfortable movie. They did a great job. This is the Joker. He's an uncomfortable person. He's
I know,
weird.
But if you think this movie is like dark, gritty, and you can't like have a character like this, then you don't watch enough movies. Because this isn't the most disturbing or violent movie I've seen this
by
decade.
far, man.
It's
for real.
It is dark. It has dark elements and some disturbing aspects to it, but it's nothing like out of the realm of
you see worse in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. American Psycho,
For real.
Clockwork
Sopranos, I
Orange.
think
There's
there's
so
some-
many. Just to name a couple. I mean,
Yeah. Violence has been around in television and film for a long time. The Joker just didn't invent this. But he's such a ubiquitous character in the world of comic books. Everybody knows the Joker. He's probably one of the 5 or 10 most popular characters. So when you put the Joker's name on it, that's what's going to happen. The media wants something to happen. It's kind of desperate and disgusting and a little disturbing. First of all, when people were saying that this movie is going to glorify lonely white people, didn't do that at all. Yeah, and then it's going to inspire people to commit
First of all, he's
acts
not
like
lonely,
this.
too.
Well, it's like
No, he's been abused his entire life, and he's a sympathetic character. He is in the beginning, the first 2
he's
acts.
getting beat up, but you kind of know where he's going. So that was
Right, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what's happening the entire
Yeah.
time. That's why the slow burn is great, because we all know what's coming.
Well,
But
it's
when's
like-
it going to happen? Because he
Right.
had so many breaking points that he didn't break on.
And it was so explosive, that confrontation with Murray. That's I think, one of the best scenes in the movie, if not the best.
And I think it's very cautionary. I mean, in a way, like its themes, it's critiquing the mental health system. So that's kind of another thing. It's trying like the system failed him, and that's another way where you're able to, I guess, not necessarily sympathize, but you can realize why why he feels alone and forgotten about by the higher ups. And I think Chris Stuckman put it wonderfully. It doesn't show. It depicts violence. It doesn't inspire violence. It's the same. It's just a curiosity aspect where it's the same thing in regular, in all facets of today's life, where people are watching these true crimes and documentaries on serial killers, where it's just a fascination. It's I, as a person who wouldn't do something like this is intrigued about how someone could do this, and you're kind of watching that take place over the course of this movie. You're watching him slowly descend. I wouldn't say slowly, because he's not like just a normal character to begin with. It's stated that he had time in the mental hospital before, but just showing how a character can go from a, I guess, fragile state to a manic.
It also depicted how the system fails everyone too. How the system failed him and he didn't get his meds. It does a great job of portraying real life scenarios in this movie.
Yeah, and I know people made the complaint that they wanted to see more of the classism and him kind of manipulate the protesters and the movement that he inspires, because he falls into that too. He says at the end that he's not political, but you need to focus on the character that is the Joker. That's what you're here for. I mean, we've seen the Joker mastermind and battle Batman, come up with clever plans, but we've never really gotten into his head. It's told from his perspective. All these other, I think that's probably my biggest criticism, is that the supporting cast doesn't have much to do, but Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, the guy's in every single scene, and that was probably the least controversial aspect of this movie, is his casting.
Yeah.
A universally praised casting when that was announced.
He
It's
puts
almost
it on
like
his shoulder.
yeah. I mean, those skinny-ass shoulders that he's got, too.
That's gross, dude.
It's the physical performance. It's almost like he's breaking out, you know, with the weird movements.
Yeah,
when
he's
he's
like
ripping the
sitting like this,
shoes.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dancing. He's transforming. And
The way he runs.
yeah,
At first I thought, like,
he's a great runner. He runs like Seth Green in Austin Powers.
He's running like a 540.
the first viewing I thought that was a little, like, I feel like they might have been trying too hard to make it, like, have aspects of a masterpiece. Oh, look how cinematic and deep we are here. Look at this.
Yeah.
But again, the first time I saw it, I wasn't really engaged as much. The second time, I didn't really have that issue with it. I think the main issues I had was there were a lot of telegraphed, like, ooh, he might be Bruce Wayne's brother, and that was very obvious. The whole thing with Zazie Beetz was, once they introduced it, it was so obvious. When he follows her around and she's like, "Will you follow me?" And he makes a joke, and she's like, "Oh, Joker."
Oh, Joker, you're
crazy.
So...
I'm like, either she's Harley Quinn and
slick,
she's
though.
crazy too, or
That was
this
smooth.
is no, it wasn't. 'Cause
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
What he said after, though, yeah, I have a gun.
That
Oh,
was
I can
funny.
shoot.
Yeah. I can come back tomorrow. I have a gun.
Yeah.
It was that's how non-smooth it was. Once he said it, I'm
It
like,
was
this
also
isn't real.
a figment of But I thought they were going with like a Harley Quinn thing too, that she was just nuts because she
Yeah.
makes a joke about killing herself, and then he makes it the same exact joke, and she's like, "This guy's weird. Got to get out of this building." She's a good actress. It was interesting to see some of the actors who turned down roles. Frances McDormand was asked, I guess, approached to play his mom. She said no. It's not really a star-studded cast. Robert De Niro as Murray, I thought, gave a great performance.
Yeah, he did.
They're back and forth at the end. I thought he was very good, and obviously a tribute to his character in The King of Comedy. A lot of elements of The King of Comedy in this movie.
And Taxi Driver.
Yeah, and Taxi Driver. Yeah, the supporting cast, I mean, I like the idea of Thomas Wayne versus Joker. To me, that was very interesting, and they made it personal in a way. When that was introduced in the film, I thought this could get really bad. The Joker being Bruce Wayne's. I hate that the Joker killed Batman's parents in the first Batman. But they handled it well because it's left up in the air. It's a bit ambiguous. We don't know who's telling the truth, who's lying. But the relationship with the mom, heartbreaking and very disturbing.
Yeah, that was I guess that was a nice little wrinkle. Her being, I guess, delusional and making up this fantasy. But even then, we see it. She has like a little postcard, and it's signed by Thomas Wayne. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe he is his brother, which would be ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, that was an obvious. I mean, that relationship really. I think that was a weird relationship, but it worked. And then in terms of in the movie. And I guess when he kills his mother, that's kind of him finally embracing his Joker side.
Yeah, it's after. Yeah, that's the final straw. And then he puts himself in the fridge after that, right?
That was funny. Dude.
Marissa was like he just fridged himself. It's like, well, the death of a female character inspired him to go down a route of no return.
A lot of
The
notes.
comedic relief was timed. I thought was timed great a lot of the times, dude. When he flicked the cigarette and walked into the door, I started crying.
Yeah,
I could not stop.
you're the only
laughing.
person in the theater.
I couldn't hold it in anymore.
You were
man.
laughing for a good like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
When I
it
saw
was
it-
funny, man. Because that just tells how great Joaquin Phoenix is. Because he walked into that door, man.
He
that
straight
wasn't-
up slammed himself into that
Yeah.
door. Yeah, that
When
was
I
one
went
of
the
those
second
keep
time,
rolling.
not a peep.
No, yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah. I saw it with a smaller crowd. The first crowd, we had a good crowd.
What do you guys think? Flicks the cigarette, walks
Well,
right into the door.
That was another wrinkle that I loved. His laughing condition. I remember
Yeah.
seeing commercials for that late night TV years ago, and thinking, "Wow, that sounds like something that's really tough to deal with." And of course, the Joker he's known for his iconic laugh. I thought he had a great laugh.
I loved it.
Yeah.
His laugh was eerie.
I love when he's walking when he has to go meet his boss in the office, and his laugh just cuts.
Yeah.
Just stops abruptly.
Yeah.
Very creepy.
I didn't like the one part when he looked into the screen and said, "This is what happens in Trump's America," and then walked away. That was a little on the nose, but other than that, it was a really fine flick.
Yeah, his MAGA hat was
It's a little too political for me.
yeah, too on the nose.
No, yeah, there were a couple of funny parts, but some utterly frightening parts. I think like the scariest in the movie was when he was like in his doorway and he only had the white on his face. He didn't have any of the colors, and he just looked fucking creepy, man.
That's when he met Gary and Raymond.
Yeah, and he's like bending over, and
Yeah,
he's
bending
like
over.
doing all these moves and stuff.
Oh yeah, that scene. That was out of left field. He
Yeah,
locks
poor
the door
Gary.
and the guy couldn't.
Yeah,
fucking
Gary
reach.
couldn't get the lock.
He kisses him on the forehead and tells him to go.
Yeah, and even at that point, it shows that he's not killing people randomly. He killed Raymond because of what Raymond did to him.
Yeah.
And, maybe Raymond doesn't deserve to die for getting him fired that way. But still, at that
Seems a
point,
little harsh.
Yeah, I think he's a sympathetic character. But for the protests, the classism in this movie, did you guys think that some of the dialogue was a bit too... I don't know. I don't want to say amateurish, but I felt the confrontation was so explosive. But so I feel that scene was a bit underwritten from the Joker's perspective.
Oh yeah.
I don't like the line what do you get when you cross a loner with a society that doesn't give a shit about him? I think that it's something like that to that effect.
Well,
It's
he's
like
not a good comedian.
It kind of felt organic. I wonder if that was. It probably wasn't, but I wonder if that was.
Improv?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's the thing. I don't
oh.
think it was.
Is that a joke?
It's
You set up the punchline?
it's probably not true, but I wonder if that scene was improv.
I don't think
Because
so.
it seemed kind of organic with what you how you said that it seemed like it was underwritten. I wonder if it wasn't written and they were going off the cuff.
Maybe. I know he had a lot of influence on the character, specifically the dancing, but that to me, that dialogue felt like something that a 20-year-old poli-sci major would write on Twitter.
It did feel sometimes where it tried to be a little too deep, but it's.
But I don't mind that all that
I
stuff.
think it works most of the time, and I think there's a couple like nice references to The Dark Knight when he says, "I'm on the street, you walk around me," but three people die in the subway, right? It's kind of like the same thing. Everyone loses their minds or whatever.
Right.
It's similarity from that, and I saw on Twitter. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, that reminds me of The Dark Knight when he's riding in the cop car.
Mm-hmm.
And someone posted that, and people were fucking roasting him.
Yeah.
So I kind of removed myself from that take. So when I was watching, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. It's a neat little thing. And someone posted, it's like, wow, both scenes have, both movies have the Joker in it, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Both movies have Joker.
Fuck, man.
Can you guys compare these two though? I really don't think you can. I think they're two completely different movies.
Well, no, when everyone's comparing Leto and Phoenix, that's, I guess, the obvious thing to do after this movie.
Not Ledger and
what did I say, Leto?
yeah.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ.
I mean, you can compare their acting, but like movie-wise, it's two completely different movies. I mean, it's tough to compare them both as Jokers.
Two different Jokers.
The Dark
Yeah.
Knight to me is a much better movie because the whole cast is good. People underrate the Dark Knight as a movie. They say it's just the performance. I still think the performance is better though. The Heath Ledger performance, the movie is so good. Everything about that movie is perfect. This is not a perfect movie. It's a very good movie. And the characters are very different, but he's a worthy Joker. I mean, he's up there. If somebody said to me I enjoy that performance more, I'd be like, okay.
And he has the whole movie to really showcase his talents. And
Yeah.
Every scene, man.
He's in every scene,
he
basically,
did
right?
great.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm out of YouTube. I'm not the only one that was skeptical about the Joker movie coming out as a standalone. I mean,
No, I think we all didn't.
yeah,
Weren't too excited.
kept saying like,
for it.
what's DC thinking? Just
Well-
a Joker movie.
What made us excited was first it was Martin Scorsese's producing it, then he kind of dropped off, but then it was Joaquin Phoenix, and it's like if he's doing it, okay, I'm on board.
I think the whole thing for me mostly is like, well, I kind of don't want to know who the Joker was.
Right.
Because I always felt
Yeah?
the one, I forget what's the comic. Is it Killing Joke when he's the comedian and he falls into the vat?
Yes.
I always felt like, I don't want to know who the Joker was. It's just some regular guy.
Yeah, that's what.
He's
yeah,
not a
that's-
regular guy though.
Well, they I kind of like the way they presented it here, but I was just saying the general idea of a Joker origin film. You see, Todd Phillips said that this might not actually be the Joker, but this
People
guy
seem to hate that
inspires-
theory too.
I don't hate it, but it's ridiculous.
Well, it kind of goes against everybody saying movies don't inspire people to be violent. The Joker's not going to inspire anyone. And then inside the movie canon, it's like this Joker inspired another Joker
Yeah.
to do crazy things.
That's great.
Well, like I
Wait a
said
minute.
before, like there are way more twisted movies with darker characters in the Joker that have come out, and I don't know. I mean, if it does inspire someone to do that, those chances are that person had
It's happening regardless.
had their
It's
issues
not,
before this movie.
The
came
Joker's
out.
not inspiring you to go.
Yeah, they're not
It's like
sitting
someone
around.
fucking killed John Lennon because of what's the fuck?
Catcher in the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye.
Someone killed. He
That
killed
book
John
was
Lennon
bull-
because he was
that
obsessed
book
with him.
Sucked.
Like,
Right, he killed John Lennon because he was a
It's like the
nutcase.
least violent, like fucking bullshit.
It's not a good book.
Not a good book.
Holden Caulfield.
I'm more concerned about Gotham. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's the thing. With Todd Phillips coming out and saying this isn't Batman's Joker, maybe it's not Batman's Joker, that means that they have to be having discussions about bringing Batman in. If Joaquin Phoenix is saying he's down for a sequel, that's very unexpected, because this seemed like a one-shot deal. But the ending sets up Batman's origins, I think, in the best way in a long time, because this idea of Batman having to grapple with resenting the Joker for starting those riots
Exactly.
and getting his parents killed, but also his parents, the Wayne's indifference towards what was happening in Gotham. He's not the prince of Gotham anymore. He's not looked upon as a savior. He would be somebody associated with a family that's maybe not as popular in Gotham after what happened. So
I forgot I had this on my phone. I looked up just like as reference points, like other like bad guy characters who are the leads of the movies. Someone has Mark Zuckerberg's Social Network.
that's pretty funny.
He's a
Yeah.
dick in that movie, though.
Yeah.
He is.
He is, yeah, he's kind of, who would you say is the protagonist?
Army Hammer.
The chicken?
Army Hammer, yeah.
No,
Army Hammer pissed me off.
What the fuck is his
Garfield?
name? Garfield.
Eduardo Saverin, I think his name is. That's my favorite David Fincher movie, man. I fucking love The Social Network.
Does Batman come solely from Bruce Wayne? Like, does Thomas Wayne have anything to do with Batman at all?
He's his
Like,
dad.
I know, but
Yeah, he gave,
I know he has all the
You don't
money.
remember
but
Martha?
he
Like
banged
the-
Batman's mom.
Martha.
you know what I
Martha,
mean?
yeah.
Like, is there any kind of base for Batman, or does he solely
Yeah, the
come from Bruce
Batcave.
Wayne?
It's his base,
You
and he
done?
operates out of that.
I don't know what you're saying.
I have no idea either.
No, but you know, like you know how sometimes like a son will like take over the mantle. You know, like, is there any kind of
There's a connection
Batman?
in the sense of the philanthropy, taking up the Wayne mantle, being Bruce Wayne, being CEO of that company, because they're known for their humanitarian efforts and trying to build up Gotham. That's what's interesting here, because they portray them as maybe this is like first generation money. Like Thomas Wayne was a Wall Street guy who made it big, and he's the first billionaire, because the Batman, the Wayne family is supposed to go back almost
Isn't he a doctor?
centuries. Right, that's the thing. This one portrays him as maybe like Mitt Romney, you know, and that type of like a hedge fund manager, you
Yeah.
know, somebody like that. What, you don't like Mitt? You cringed when I said his name.
Yeah.
We represent both sides here, okay?
What am I citing?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Is there a middle ground?
I feel like you're a Gary Johnson guy.
I like that name. I'll take that.
He's got my vote. GJ,
Coming with a pin.
that poor GJ. So you think shot at the Oscars?
I think so.
Well,
I
the
think
Oscars
he deserves
apparently
one.
think the movie might be a little too controversial.
Yeah,
Unlike, you
and
know,
it's a superhero movie too.
Woody Allen, the guy who did Green Book,
Bryan Singer
Bryan
last year.
Singer.
Well, I think Joaquin Phoenix is a shoo-in to be
Yeah.
nominated. That would be a crime
To not do it or do it.
if he's not nominated.
Yeah,
And I'd like to see him win.
I would love to see that win.
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe a adapted screenplay
Can Joker get
would
two?
definitely be deserving. It's
That would be so cool, man. Has
That's-
that ever happened?
what?
One character having two different actors win an Oscar for playing him? Oh, Vito Corleone.
That's cheating.
How?
I feel like they could have. I mean, you got fucking Brando and De Niro,
The mob probably rigged it.
Yeah, they were
The
like
same.
within the two best.
but it's like the same like movie franchise. Like, I don't know.
I think that's even more impressive.
Yeah, true.
It's like the same character, but
Different guy.
literally the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
just different guy.
Whoa. Best picture right now, it's probably 6th or 7th on my best of 2019 list, and we have a lot of Oscar movies yet to come, so it might be Fringe. I would like to see it, but it all depends on how this next slate of Oscar movies come out.
I think I have it number 5 on my list right now.
Yeah, well,
So-
your list is a joke because you have John Wick number 1.
Listen,
his list.
it's my list. Somebody's got to support John Wick. That franchise is a goddamn.
It's a big three. I finally saw it. It's really good.
The first one comes out, what? It's like a solid John Wick, you know, Keanu Reeves is back. Second one better. Third one was just not. Did you see? You didn't see 3, right?
No, I did see it.
Oh, you did?
I loved it.
It's incredible, right? Start to
You can't
finish,
get
that
enough of
movie's
Keanu
perfect.
Reeves. You can't get enough of him.
The
I thought
dog sequence, Halle Berry.
he has a face that you want to punch, but I love him.
Whoa.
You have no integrity for actual cinema. That's why.
So
like,
what?
I
It's
have-
action.
For me, like Endgame is obviously the best movie.
Trying to say John Wick's
No
not
action.
cinema?
Nah, Midsummer.
Well, I mean,
No,
Midsummer?
I'm joking. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Okay.
Check it out.
I've seen it. I saw it with you.
It's a director's cut.
In
3 hours
theaters.
long.
I'd like to see that.
long movie.
No, the director's cut.
Oh.
I'd like to check that out. It's a good movie, man. You're supposed to show up. You just never showed up.
What movie is that?
Midsummer.
That was me, you, and Stu, right?
Yeah, it was me, you, and Stu.
I got called for that?
Yeah, you
It's not the
texted-
fucking fire department. You don't get called in. We made plans to go to a movie, and you just didn't fucking show up.
No, that didn't happen. Something must have came up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
you fell asleep.
I wouldn't just ditch you guys.
Yes,
I don't
you
know.
would.
There are movies last year that were nominated that I think the Joker is much better than. Bohemian Rhapsody, for starters.
Well, this year
And
hasn't been
even
that
Vice.
great. I think this last year was much better, but the wrong movies got.
They're coming now, though. Irishman, El Camino, Lighthouse. Obviously, the Joker just came out. So I think these movies are starting to round out.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's always fun for Oscar season, but this is a hell of a way to kick it off.
And Parasite. Have you seen the reviews for that?
Yeah, but you're not a fan of. You didn't like, what was it?
Snowpiercer?
Snowpiercer?
Why are you just attacking me on little things?
I don't know.
Do you know the director's name?
I did, but I can't remember it right now. It's my bad.
I think it's Bong Joon-ho, something like that.
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi.
Yep, Dude, 121 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 100% still.
Wow.
Not one negative review yet.
Wasn't
Everyone's saying it's a masterpiece.
Wasn't there one that had like over 1,000?
There was a trailer was there.
No.
The trailer was
Yeah, we saw the trailer for it, for the Joker. It was the Korean movie
Oh.
where
I thought I wasn't going to like
he
that.
pretends to be a suit. It looks good, right?
I thought I wasn't going to like that.
Wasn't? Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know.
judging your taste.
And I wasn't a fan of the subtitles either.
Yeah. Let's say,
I gotta read.
so you're
Yeah.
not the best reader.
I don't like that.
Ted's like, can you slow it down? 12 frames per second, actually.
Thinking of one.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, Justin Theroux has a cameo in this movie. Justin Theroux plays the actor that he brings out on
Oh,
the Murray
really?
show when he's pretending to be on Murray. All right, so you guys want to just give our scores? What do you guys say? Let's put a number on it individually.
I'm bumping mine to a 9 after sitting in it.
What did I say? You always piggyback. On the train, you said 8.1.
No, I didn't. I said 8.5.
On the train, on Instagram, you said 8.5.
I didn't say 8.1 on the
You
train.
said 8.1 on the train, right?
I was delirious at that point.
I didn't
Yeah.
say 8.1.
I'm
That's
like-
too low. I didn't say that.
I think
That's
you did.
Disrespect.
Aaron, what would you say? You did say 8.1, I swear to God.
And if I did, then I'm sorry. Sorry, Phillips.
I accept your apology.
Piggyback. Why? Because you gave it a 9, I can't give it a 9? Well, actually,
No,
I
I
always
gotta
say I can't copy you. 8.9.
Oh, God.
I took yours?
No, it's just like you're
just have-
piggybacking.
Why?
You have
Because
no
you're
in-
seeing what he had and basing your score off of what his
Yeah,
score
that's-
was.
You have no integrity.
I'm bumping it up because I appreciate it more after talking about it and sitting in it and thinking about
But
it.
then you just bumped it down.
Yes, I can't be the same as you now. You're just giving me shit for giving it a 9.
Just give it a 9.
9.
I gave it an 8.7.
Mark it. Book it.
Yeah, 8.7. Really good. Couple faults, but I think it's a movie where I think the second viewing I liked it a little bit more, and who knows, maybe the third I'll have a better appreciation for it. But right now I'm sitting at a nice 8.7.
Yeah, I would say 9 out of 10. One of
Yeah.
my favorite movies of the year. At times, my score fluctuates throughout the movie. It's like the FIFA rating, you know? When you score a goal, it goes up, and then
Yeah.
it could go back down if you...
You stumble and miss a fucking
Yeah,
pass or
a
something.
couple turnovers,
Well, I
bad
feel like-
passes.
Films that take that similar route, like where it's a build up to the end, where there isn't, it keeps building. It relies a lot on, I guess, the third act to wrap it all up. Because that alone, I don't think was enough for it to be a top tier masterpiece. But once the end, it still wasn't that for me. But once the end hit, it solidified it as a very good movie, in my opinion.
Yes.
Well, think about it. I mean, you gotta have confidence in your writing to, like you just said, to build up the Joker, because people want to see the ending earlier.
Yeah,
And to have confidence, have enough confidence in
you
yourself.
know it's gonna hit.
Yeah, that's tremendous job.
And at the end, when he does the smile thing with the
Yeah.
blood, that's the first time I looked at him like, because at first I'm like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix Joker, he has the blue, he's different. It's not the Joker I know. But at the end when he did that, I'm like, that's the Joker.
Yeah, the smile moment is when it's hard to separate
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker. They just became one.
You can see him battling throughout the whole movie too. It's great, like where he wants to go crazy, but then he like, you know what? I'll I'll keep trying. I'll keep pushing.
What's that moment when he killed his mom and she dies and he looks in the camera and he's like, I'm the Joker, baby.
He just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
The makeup in the suit to me is.
I wanted to ask you guys if you guys like the makeup.
Oh,
yet.
I loved it. I've loved it since the very beginning. That was the look that we got months ago when everybody was saying that's not his final form. I was like, what do you mean? I mean, it's a very realistic take on the Joker.
The movie
This
shot
isn't even
already.
my final form, Murray.
Yeah, right?
Anime fucking.
Yeah, it just rips off his face. He's got the scars. They're just there.
I love his voice, man. He just sounds so creepy. Like when you call me out, can you call me out as a Joker?
Yeah.
Fuck you, this is my show, guy.
Yeah, it was really interesting getting inside of his mind because he seemed a bit stunted in terms of his maturity. He's very immature mentally. At times he could revert to being a little kid. That voice would go really high and he would sign.
Yeah.
You know, that dream sequence he has where he thinks that Murray's his dad.
That was a little weird, too.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It's like, I take care of my mom.
I take care of my mom.
Everyone's like, yeah!
And he looks around and
He's
smiles
a good guy.
little bit.
He's not that bad.
And then Murray's like, I would give up all this, the fame, the lights, to have a kid like you. What?
Thanks, Murray.
You're not gonna say that to a stranger.
No, some strange middle-aged man.
Yeah. You're hugging too.
Yeah.
You're not hugging
Do you
him.
take care of your mom?
Yeah. It's like when I was a kid, I used to think Jeter was my dad.
Maybe he is.
Who knows?
You could be.
You gotta confront him.
he's
Look
probably-
at us.
He probably slays.
What? What are you implying?
Jeter probably slays.
I think he's implying that Jeter gave your mom a gift basket.
I do have a slime ball.
That's such a pimp move.
He's like,
though.
Mom, where'd we get this from? Cooperstown.
How does that work? He would send it to their house, or he'd leave the house and have a gift basket there.
No, he'd take them to his house. I don't. Let's not get into this.
What do we
this
think of the
argument.
Joker's gift basket?
Dead rats, apparently. Jared Leto's, right? Used condoms.
One of those Jack in the Boxes.
It's so fun. I feel so bad for Jared Leto, don't you? A
He didn't
part
get
of
a
you.
fair shake.
It's not even that he didn't get a fair shake. He didn't get a fair shake, but all the stories about him on set are now just mocked. He was trying to be this really deep method actor. I stay in character. I'm always the Joker. We never met Jared Leto, and everyone just
He had
hates you.
4 minutes of screen time in a shitty movie with a shitty script. He didn't really have a chance. But that led to this. So
Do you think he could have pulled this off? Same script,
he's
same
a
director.
very good actor. People
should
don't give
cut
him
it
enough
right there.
credit. People don't,
The silence
but no,
goes dark. No,
no.
I think he's a good
I forgot,
actor. Man.
someone messaged me.
He's become underrated as an actor because he's an asshole.
Someone messaged me on Instagram. I forgot who it was, so I'm sorry. But they said Phoenix
Jared
couldn't do
Leto.
Ledger, and Ledger couldn't do Phoenix.
Say that again. Okay, no, wrong.
I tend to. I think they could do it, but not as good as each other did. If that makes sense.
I think Ledger has the better chance of doing what Phoenix did. Heath
Yeah.
Ledger was a good actor besides the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Because, his performance of Brokeback Mountain is... you can't be further off from the Joker than that movie. That's as serious as a drama gets.
Knight's Tale.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
What's the other one? Patriot?
Yeah, but can you see
The
Jared Leto
Patriot.
playing the Joaquin Phoenix Joker? I can't. I feel like that role was like specifically for Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. He took the role and made it himself. He
Yeah.
he injected so many of his own ideas in that character.
I saw a story that he studied up on mental illness.
Well, I would think so. A big part of the
Yeah.
character. But when he first started laughing when he was talking to his therapist, I thought they're trying to be so clever with this, with the laughing. But then it's a condition. I kind of felt bad.
Yeah, it was
Like,
cool
oh, you
how
can't
like
control it.
his laugh. I think they did say it like 3 different laughs, but like the one his condition laugh like hurt him, which was cool. That was
Yeah.
an interesting take on the Joker laugh. But sometimes when he's really like, even at the end when he's laughing, you could tell that's just straight Joker maniac finding it funny that he just killed people and inspired all this chaos.
Yeah. So overall, I would say we all liked it. Joaquin Phoenix gave probably the best performance of his career, and I think he's the favorite. He's the favorite to win in February. Any last thoughts?
The scene in the comedy shop. Is that comedy shop? Okay, whatever. When the comedian was up there talking, he was like taking notes. That was making me cringe. I kept laughing.
Yeah, when he was laughing at the wrong parts.
Yeah, and like that when it was all quiet.
Oh, and I do want to mention that subway scene is incredible. When he first kills the 3 Wall Street guys.
Yep.
That was so well shot.
Yeah, but see, he killed them by accident. He didn't mean to kill them.
Yes.
I mean, he pointed the gun at him and shot him.
Yeah, did
but
he?
that's,
It was like more self-defense. Like
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to kill
Well,
them.
I think
the
that was
thing.
a conscious decision to kind of.
But don't you like Mindhunters? Isn't that all about how people get to that point?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was talking about, like the
Yeah,
true
that's why I
crime
love it.
stuff. And
I
like
love this movie.
Serial killer. documentaries.
You're just frustrated that it's accidental. If he takes a different subway, he never becomes the Joker.
Okay, you want to say that, then you can just...
No, you're saying that.
What?
I'm saying that you're making that point, that it's too much by chance that he becomes the Joker.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm saying, like...
You don't like the fact that
he wanted to defend himself.
Right,
He didn't mean to kill them.
Yes.
You know? But I kind of want to take that back, because then he killed all three of them.
No, but you're just frustrated
that
he wasn't like walking around looking to kill somebody.
Oh, no, I'm not frustrated about that. No, I'm more frustrated about him. Like, he didn't have a crew. He didn't have people behind him. These riots and everything started because of what he did. It wasn't like he was commanding his crew. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, but you almost want cartoony Joker at that point. Heath Ledger had a crew, I guess, a small crew that got bigger as he kept taking people out.
But he set up that bank heist.
He's also he's a terrorist.
Set everything up. Yeah,
this Joker's not a terrorist.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I don't think that was that very conscious.
A victim of society is what they made him to be.
Right.
It was a very conscious decision to kind of have his kills to be more and more, I guess, egregious, because even the people that react to this. I mean, I know Zazie Beetz' character was an illusion, but doesn't like they say like on the news, people are supporting him.
Yeah.
And obviously with the clown masks. Like
they made him the Batman.
They were three fucking assholes on the train. They were harassing the woman by herself, and they were picking fights. So those characters, like, maybe they don't deserve to get shot in cold blood, but they're not good people. So I'm not gonna care if it was just like an innocent person. And then when he kills his ex-coworker, that's like you know. And then when he kills Murray, that's like you're finally there. You took your steps to being at that point. And another thing too, the makeup. Did they just like mass produce those like in a day?
Yeah.
The mask with the blue eyes around it.
There were a couple of continuity issues when they pull him out of the cop car at the end. I don't even think he has handcuffs. So, and how did he slip past the police to get inside of that private event with Thomas Wayne?
Everyone.
Those are things you just kind of forgive.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just want to know: does he base his makeup off that mask, or are they just like, "Yo, this new fucking psycho clown's going around. We need a million masks ASAP."
Yeah, maybe base it off.
I want to redact my statement about him falling into it. Not falling into it, but not having, like, not planning shit out, because he was dying inside when they were praising these three kids on the TV. And like he wanted to get it out that, no, I did it and you don't know the whole story. Yeah.
There was a bit of the mastermind in there.
Yeah.
There was a bit of the mastermind in there, but maybe we'll see it more in a sequel.
Well, even in Killing Joke, he's a struggling comedian who's not really Joker-esque. He's kind of just a unfunny hack.
Yeah.
That's basically incompetent and he just falls into a bag of chemicals.
Well, it's kind of like Walter White as well. Walter White's this unassuming school teacher. You don't think that he could be a criminal mastermind.
Yeah, sure.
You know, he was going up against a cartel with with one of his ex-students, and they almost came out on top. So sometimes this is the beast. You go werewolf. See, I hated that. We're supposed to sit there and be good boys, and we won't go werewolf.
that was ridiculous.
I didn't need that.
I was doing the Murray.
That was funny.
Yo, no, that was making me cringe.
When
that whole scene made me.
When
cringe.
he starts yelling and going crazy at him, that's when I was like, oh fuck.
When he killed Raymond, and then he told Gary, he's like, "You watched the Murray Show?" So yeah, I'm gonna be on it. Can you imagine me on the telly? He does the accent. Was the way that he was able to transition, because he was very awkward with all his movements. But at the end, when he's introduced on the Murray Show and he's doing his dancing,
he's more confident in himself.
Oh, his swagger, the way that he was walking like Bradley Cooper out there.
He kisses her on the
saying what up to the roots. Yeah, he kissed it.
Wait, before we end, you know that scene where
we're gonna end like
I know
5 different times.
Yeah, if we put it in, not put it in.
No.
When they panned out when he shot Murray, is that internationally, or is that just national?
That's international TV.
No,
that's national TV.
Okay, I was gonna say, 'cause is there a comic where Joker reaches like international?
No, that's got to just be. Well, maybe
Joker's a warm-blooded American.
Joker can walk around Europe and all know who he is.
Yeah.
Well, there's a comic when he's like Red Skull, like when they cross over and Red Skull wants him to join. He's like, I'm maybe a lot of things, but I'm an American.
I like that.
I'm not a Nazi.
I like that.
All right, everybody, that's a Nerd Soup. That's a Nerd Soup podcast. I am signing off for Aaron, Nerd Soup Monkey, and Teddy. Any last thoughts, guys? Want to say hi to your moms?
If this movie's getting flack, I wonder what Jojo Rabbit's gonna get.
Oh boy, that's another one coming up.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow over in a week.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's
That's probably what they said in Nazi Germany about Hitler. It's
So-
gonna blow over in a week.
It's never happened. It's never happened.
Hey guys, thank you for watching this video, and of course we would like to thank our Patreon supporters. Without you guys, Nerd Soup wouldn't be Nerd Soup. Seriously, your support is what keeps the fridge full, so thank you once again for your support. If you are interested in supporting Nerd Soup through Patreon, visit our page and check out the different rewards we offer to our fans. If not, then no problem. We appreciate anyone who takes time from their day to watch our videos. So thank you to each and every one of you out there watching, and remember to like and share this video. And hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like it. Or don't.